Hey guys, welcome back to Poor Man's Barbecue. It's been a little while. I haven't put up a video probably in about 3 weeks, I think it's been, something like that. There's been a lot of stuff going on at home. I just bought a new truck, and so I've spent the last couple of weekends kind of taking care of that stuff, shopping for the truck, and then, cleaning out the old truck. I had a lot of tools and a big, huge steel toolbox on the back. I had to get that all cleaned up. It took hours and hours to get all my stuff out of there and transfer it over. So it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm kind of celebrating a little bit today. There's been a lot of new developments in my life, and a lot of things are happening, and I'm really kind of excited for my future here. I think I've told you guys before, but I've got a lot of plans on, getting out of Massachusetts and getting up into northern Maine. Making a permanent move up there, and I've been doing a lot of work towards that, and things are looking optimistic. And when the time comes, it'll probably still be another year, 18 months before I pull the trigger on a property up there, but things are in the works. And when I do, I'm actually going to start a second channel, and it's going to be about homesteading, because that's my plan. Is I'm going to be heading up there and homesteading and off-grid living. I've about had enough of Massachusetts and chasing a dollar around. So anyways, but today is a bit of a celebration, and I'm going to smoke something that a lot of people don't really smoke all that often. And I'm going out of the bounds of poor man's barbecue into the kind of the bounds of, not quite so poor man's barbecue today. So what I'm going to be smoking is I bought 3 ribeye steaks. I bought 3 prime rib steaks. Sometimes I don't know where my brain goes. I bought 3 prime rib steaks, and I'm going to smoke those. I've done it before. They come out great. I would like to be able to buy the whole roast and smoke it like that, but the stores around here, I just haven't been able to find one like that. So I did find some really nice prime ribeye steaks, and I'm going to be smoking those up. The smoke on these shouldn't take a real long time. We really only want to hit like maybe 125, 140 on the internal on these. I'm going to want mine to be about 120, and if you want it a little more well done, 140 is about where you need to be. And I do have some people here today who are going to want theirs a little bit more well done than mine, so I'll go 125 on mine and 140 on theirs. I'm going to run the smoker at the typical 250 degrees, and we should be have the food done. I estimate, well, this is going to be kind of a strange one. I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to take, but I don't think it's really going to take more than like maybe 2 hours, and that's a complete guess. It could be a heck of a lot faster than that. It could also run maybe another hour longer, but I don't think it's going to run real long. But anyways, and I'm also going to do some baked potatoes in the smoker, which is my new favorite thing. And believe it or not, I've been looking at a lot of different things for desserts. And I don't think this week I'm going to do it, but I think what I'm going to do is next week, or the week after when I do another video, I think I'm going to include a dessert. And I've been seeing some really cool things that you can make in the smoker. So we're going to give that a shot, but not this week. We'll do that in the next video. But anyways, hold tight. I'm going to get this fire lit out here, and we're going to be putting this food on here. Probably take about an hour to hour and a half before I get coals where I want them to be. The goal is to kind of eat around 5 o'clock, so it's a little bit after noon. So I figure, I can get the steaks in probably around 2-ish, somewhere in there. And I figure they'll take about 2 hours, so around 4:30. But I'm giving myself a little extra time because I just want to make sure that everything is in fact ready to eat at about 5. All right, guys. So let's get this fire lit, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys. So as always, I'm gonna start my fire with a chimney, and what we got here is we just got supermarket paper bags crumbled up on the bottom. I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to put charcoal on the top. And this is basically oak charcoal. You don't want to use lighter fluid on this stuff. It'll make the inside of your smoker smell like lighter fluid, and it'll also in turn make your food taste like lighter fluid. And that's definitely something you're not going to want. So let's pour in the charcoal and get this thing. Alright, charcoal's in. Time to light this. We'll get these down to coals, then we'll transfer these coals to the smoker, and we'll put our wood on top of the coals to get the fire going. So this will take a few minutes, but let's get her going. And the charcoal is lit. This will probably take about 10 to 15 minutes to get to coals, and then we'll transfer it to the smoker. Alright, I would say those coals are good to go. I'm going to transfer these over to my fire pit right here. Get them in the pit. And today, I'm not going to need to worry about filling my water tray. A lot of times I do, but not today. Smoker's looking beautiful, by the way. Just look at the seasoning on here. It's unbelievable. Can you see it inside? Love it. Look at that. So seasoned. It's so thick. It smells unbelievable. Alright, anyways, let me get these coals over here and throw some logs on. Alright guys, wood's on the fire. We're going to let this reduce to coals, and then we'll throw a couple more logs on, and this should be ready for cooking in probably about an hour to an hour and a half. Like I said, we want the smoker to hit 250 for a temp, and then we want our internal on these prime ribs to be between 125 and 140. I'll see you guys when this is ready. And then actually, I'll bring you guys inside so I can prep the steaks and make some au jus. Alright guys, the fire's almost ready, so I'm just waiting for that to get some good coals in there. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to prep this. These are the prime ribs. They're all about a pound. This one right here is actually more like around about 1.5 pounds, and that's going to be for me. We're also going to do some baked potatoes, so I'll show you how to wrap that up, and I'm going to make an au jus sauce as well that I'm going to use for a mop, and we're also going to use it as a dipping sauce. So let's go ahead and get this going. The first thing I want to do is I want to just kind of add in just a hair of olive oil. We're going to do this on both sides. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more on this one. Alright, now we're just going to rub that in. That's it. The prep on this stuff is really easy. Then I'm going to use this Montreal steak mix by McCormick. I love the flavor of this stuff. I don't use a lot of pre-mixed stuff, but I do use this. So we're just going to kind of get a little bit on here. We don't want a ton. And let's just spread this around a little bit. We're going to flip them, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just a little bit of olive oil. Look at the marbling in these. This is going to be delicious. I can't wait. Well, just enough. I just ran out of olive oil. Good thing I got another bowl. Alright, spread this around again. And that's it for that. Now we're going to put on a little bit more of our Montreal mix here. Like I said, you don't need a lot. This stuff has a lot of salt in it. If you put too much, it kind of, all you're going to taste is salt, so we don't want a ton. And spread it around nicely. Now, I haven't done prime rib in the smoker probably in close to 20 years, so I'm excited for this. Alright, so that's it for these. Let me just wash my hands. I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the bake. Alright, so we got the potatoes. You always want to wash them first. You don't want any of that dirt. So get them nice and clean. And these are good sized potatoes, just your regular Idaho potatoes. So this is very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to tear off some tin foil here. Grab a potato and wrap it up. That's it. We're going to do all 3 of these. These will be put directly into the fire pit. They're going to go right up against the coals. These take about an hour to an hour and a half. And they come out absolutely delicious. So there's the potatoes. I'm going to do the other 2 now. And I'll bring you back in a minute when I'm ready to make my au jus. Alright, so we're going to make the au jus. This is what I'm going to use for my mop. And then afterwards we'll use it as a dipping sauce really for the prime rib. They usually serve au jus with prime rib when you go to a restaurant. I love it. You just dip in there. Anyways, let's put this together. It's pretty basic. And it's going to start here with just some beef broth. I'm going to use probably about half this container, maybe a hair more. Alright, I lied. I'm going to use the whole container. Alright. And now, because it is fall in New England, I'm going to throw in a little bit of this apple cider. Not a lot. Maybe about half a cup. That's plenty. Now we're going to add in a little bit of onion powder. That's plenty. And a little bit of garlic powder. That, guys, is it. I call this a stovetop au jus. I know I'm not actually collecting the drippings from the prime rib, but that's alright. It's a little tough to do that in a smoker, and then you get the pain in there and the heat, and it tends to evaporate, and all you're left with is like just a glump at the bottom. So I make this on the stove today. So we're just going to call this stovetop au jus. So I'm still waiting on the smoker. I figure I'm going to put the food on in about half an hour. I want to put it on about 2:30-ish, somewhere in there. I don't think they're going to run real long. Maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours on those. I mean, they're maybe about an inch to an inch and a half thick. Each one weighs about a pound, a little bit more. So I don't think it's going to take too long in the smoker. But I'm going to wait a little bit before I put it in, because I do want to eat right around about 5, hopefully. So I'll see you guys when I'm ready to bring this stuff in, or actually to bring all the food out to put on the smoker. Okay, guys, so let's crack this smoker open. We've been sitting at about 250 to 260 now for close to an hour, so our temp is definitely ready. I just stoked the fire, put 2 more logs on there, and that honestly will probably be enough for today. I may have to put a little more on, I'm not sure, but probably not. This should only be like probably about a 2-hour smoke. It might go a little longer. I'm not really sure, but we're going to find out. Let's learn about this together. Alright, so let's open this up and then we'll put in our meats. It's a smoky one. Alright. Okay, and you know, what's a smoker without some Italian sausages? I'll throw some of those bad boys in there. Gotta have me my Italian sausage. Pretty much every time I do the smoker, I do Italian sausages. I think it's my favorite thing. Alright. Got our meats in. Hang on a second. Got the big fat ones probed up. I'm going to use that one. So that's at 53 degrees. I did let it sit in the kitchen for about an hour. Oh, great, no, it doesn't want to stay on there. There we go. Alright, So we got our Italian sausage, and we have got our steaks in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the potatoes down the bottom in the actual fire. Those will take about an hour to an hour and a half. Alright guys, I'll see you guys back here in about an hour. Alright guys, well it has been 1 hour, and my probe on this is telling me that my big fat one in here is hitting almost 139 right now. Seems a little fast to me, but I don't know, gotta believe the probe, I guess. Oh, if you can hear that, that's my alarm saying it hit 140. So let me turn my alarm off and we'll open this up and take a look at those. Alright. Oh, and by the way, I fixed my latch. Oh, look at that. A lot of smoke. Well, I'm going to say they look. Yeah. Those are done. Absolutely. Those are definitely done. Those look beautiful. Look at, see that? Oh man, look at the juices. Alright, so look at that. Oh my goodness. Let me take this. Oops, there goes my sensors. Oh, it just fell. Alright, but I don't think I'm really done. My sausages could be a little bit better. They're still kind of not quite there. And I gotta move the potatoes up. So let's do that now. Yeah, they're still pretty firm. Yikes. They are bad. Come on. Jeez. Can't get them out. Alright. Put this one back in. So now all we're really doing is we're going to just wait on these sausages up here. They're not quite ready. The potatoes are still a little firm. Not real firm, but a little bit. So let's go ahead. We'll shut this up again. And I'll probably take about half an hour for this stuff to finish off. And in the meantime, I'm going to go put this stuff. I'm just going to stick it in the oven to keep them warm. They got to rest for a good 15-20 minutes anyways. So I'll see you guys when I'm getting ready. Alright guys, this is the finished product here. Let's give this a little cut here. I want to see how it looks. In fact, it's kind of a little hard, but it seems super tender. Oh, look at that. Perfectly cooked. Absolutely perfect. Alright, well, it's time to eat. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.